Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Claudio from IT Zone, and today we have an iPhone 7 that has the classic problem with the audio. So basically the loudspeaker button is grayed out, the microphone is not working, it's not recording any voice memos, and with the new iOS the Wi-Fi it's grayed out for like 5 minutes or so. We had like different symptoms over this problem. We had long boot time, we had boot loop, and so on. Basically, what's exactly happening? I'm gonna check the board view in here. Okay, so what's exactly happening is the pin C12, which is exactly this one here. C12, which is I2S AP to codec MCLK. So AP is the application processing unit, APU, and the codec, which is this all I see here. So AP to codec MCLK, which means master clock. The reason why we had the problem with boot loop and long boot time is because the phone was trying to find the codec, and because the line it's broken here, that's why we have the word like it's running like a clock. But this clock was not running because it was looking for the IC. The IC was not there, was not responding. That's why we had this. With Apple changing this with software, manipulating the hardware with software, they got rid of the long boot and the boot loop. So this phone, it's already open here. I'm just gonna remove the motherboard, and all we have to do in here is remove the codec, run a jumper from the R1103 to the pad C12, and we should be good to go. Now, the reason why this always happens is because the audio IC location is just under the next to the NAND, under the SIM reader, which is like a problem with the board flexing all the time and the lines break. Basically bad design. Swap this here under the microscope view. Now here we are. So this is the IC. Let me just get this focused. I need more light. Yeah. So basically this is the IC here. The second resistor on the top right, which is this one here, which is R1103, is the resistor for master clock. So that's where we have to run the jumper from here. Now, if this phone goes to lots of drops or a bad drop or it's been bent or something, we had cases where the D12 pad was broken. So that would also cause the same problem. We had cases where, change this, yeah, okay. So we had cases where we have to run the F12 jumper to C3220 and R3103, R3104 running jumpers to the respective pads, so H12, J12. Now, some technicians are running 4 jumpers when they're doing the repair, some technicians are running 2 jumpers. I personally only do 1 jumper, because that's where the problem is. This never had any returns over them, never, unless it's like a really bad drop. But let me change the cameras now, and we're going to do the job. So first thing I'm going to do is apply some flux and remove the IC. Okay, so the IC it's out. I'm gonna use some wick and clean the pads. Then I'm gonna run our jumper. So the C12 pad that I was talking about, I don't know if you've noticed, but if not, you can just scroll back. It just lifted by itself, it just went off. So I'll clean this now. I'm gonna give you a better view on the pad there. There's another pad that was lifted there. You could see it when I did the job, when I was wicking. That's a non-connected pad, so I'm not worried about that. So this here, that's where the pad exactly broke. That's all is happening. So I'm going to run a jumper now. Let me make sure this is clean. Okay. Some UV masking. Bit more UV masking. I'm gonna put this under the UV light, and in the meantime we can reball our IC. Okay, let's find the stencil. Now, no. Just heat your stencil first before you go on the chip, because you're just gonna bubble your flux. Okay. So we have the IC reballed. We have the board with the jumper in place. Because I'm using coated wire, it's always have to either scratch this a little bit, or you can use the soldering iron and give this just a tap with solder. Okay. Give it a good clean. And let's test this. Now, I know I'm gonna get like questions. What temperature did you use? What air? What that? What did you do that? Don't ask these silly questions, because the temperature, it's all about your station. It's all about the environment that you work on, if your station is calibrated or not. Air, again, it's your preferences. For example, some technicians are working with low air and high heat. Some technicians are working with less heat and more air. All I can say is that I always work with full air. We have high capacity air stations that will give us plenty of airflow, so why not use that and benefit of it. Let's switch this camera. So Wi-Fi it's on. I'm going to make a voice record. Hello, test, test, test. Test, test, test. That works. Going to make a call now and see if it's grayed out. It's not anymore. So that means the repair was successful. Thanks very much for watching.